Anime. I love it, you love it. If you're watching this video, you probably watched a frick ton of anime, just like me. And here's the thing, right? I love anime, I love the May, but there is a lot of shit in anime that just pisses me off, like just inherently. And I just want to take some time and go through the list, and it's a long list, let me tell you, of all the shit that just pisses me off that needs to stop.
It's time to stop!
In anime. And yeah, let's get into it. So the first thing in anime that needs to just hit the whoa is the weak-willed, limp-dick anime protagonist. You know the guy I'm talking about, the guy who has like no identifiable personality traits. He just kind of goes along, waits for other people to tell him what to do. He has like no real motives. The girls are all into him for some reason or another, like beyond the audience, right? I'm talking about, you know, your season 1 Eren Yeager bitch asses, your like Shinji bitch asses, like protagonist to Rent a Girlfriend, whatever the fuck his name is, he was so boring I don't even remember it, right? All of those characters who just kind of drift around in their story are the center of attention for no reason whatsoever. They just piss me off because it's so uninspired. And look, I like to think I have a life, I like to think I'm a pretty cool dude, and when I see these characters, I cannot like identify with them. I don't know if it's because like, I mean maybe that's a dick thing to say, but like, they're just kind of losers, and I more identify with the Tanjiro from Demon Slayer, the Yuji Itadori from Jujutsu Kaisen, who are strong, they have goals from the get-go, and they're driven to like pursue their goals. Stop with these stupid, like whiny little protagonist guys that, you know, don't really add a whole lot to the story. They don't have a whole lot of identifiable, I guess, strong points that are admirable, right? Just stop, just cut that out. I don't want to watch that. Next up, we have one of my least favorite things to see in an anime ever, and that is the filler arc. The filler arc is the bane of good storytelling. It's like you have a decently paced story, and you hit a filler arc, and the pacing just dive bombs into the ground, it goes to zero. And I'm looking at you, My Hero, and I love My Hero Academia, right? But My Hero is the textbook example of the filler arc in like modern shonen, right? There are so many stupid training arcs in that show, like the whole like school festival arc at the end of like season 5, season 4, I don't even remember what season it was in. The one with like that weird villain that just kind of came in for like one little arc. Like stop that. We have a really awesome arc with like the League of Villains and like All for One, or yeah, All for One, that's the villain's name, and whatever, and then you just throw that in and it just takes the momentum out of the show. Like they had a great story going up until, you know, they hit a filler arc, and then you hit the tournament arc, you hit the school, you know, festival arc, whatever, the pacing just goes into the ground. It loses any kind of attraction it had. It just bogs the story down. And you look at shows like Jujutsu Kaisen, like Demon Slayer, that have really moved past that point. They have their pacing down pat, and they don't see the need for these filler arcs. Just cut the filler arcs out. I know it's like a very classical shonen thing. A lot of the big shonen, like One Piece and, you know, Dragon Ball Z have a lot of these arcs, but I think the genre has progressed past that point. Like, look at any of the big shonen right now, and you'll see that they all have cut this stuff out. Streamline it. Streamline that bitch down, throw it out. So next up is something that I have noticed a lot in recent years, and I call it the half-man, half-demon hybrid. And this is like a trope in so many shonen nowadays. It's basically where the main character, he has like an interaction with like a demon thing, and he becomes like half demon, half man, and he's able to use his demon powers to fight the demons, give them a taste of their own medicine type of thing, right? You see this in popular shows like Jujutsu Kaisen, Attack on Titan, Kabaneri of the Iron Fortress, and just so many others, where, you know, this guy has like powers of like a demon. And at first it was really original because I feel like for the longest time, mechas were the big thing, and you used to take like the person and put them inside of the power unit, and then you have like a big fight, right? Nowadays they've like done a complete reversal where they put like the power inside the person, right? It's like opposite of like mecha. And I think it was really original when it first happened, but now there are so many anime that have this like, I guess, mechanic. And I read a lot of manga. I know there's like a lot of manga coming out that is going to get an anime adaptation with this trope, like Kaiju number 8, just one off the top of my head. And it's just losing its originality. Now, it can be done very, very well. Like in the case of Jujutsu Kaisen, I think it's one of the best shonen anime coming out right now. It just needs to stop because it's going to become tropic, it's going to become formulaic. It's just not original anymore. Find something else. This next one is a massive pet peeve of mine, but but it's something that really just grinds my gears every time I see it. It's couples feeding one another. And this is just bizarre beyond all recognition to me. And I know, like, I'm a Western white dude. I know it's part of, like, Japanese culture that, like, couples feed each other and it's, like, super cute and romantic and whatever. Just stop, please. Please, for the sake of a Western boy, please stop this. It just makes me cringe. Like in Kaguya-sama, when there's like this whole like feeding each other episode, like it's kind of cute, but at the same time, it's like, just feed yourself. Like, and this happens in like all kinds of anime that I see. Like, it'll just be like a thing that like couples like make each other lunch. Like this was a thing in like Toradora, and it's like a thing in like, what's the other one? The Clanad, and some other anime that I really liked a lot. It just kind of irks me, and maybe it's just like me being like a picky Western male. I don't know, just stop. Now, this one's probably gonna get some hate because I think people kind of like these episodes a lot. But one thing that really pisses me off is the themed episode. And most anime, particularly in the like 2000s, 2010s, are a victim of this, where you'll have like a story that's one particular kind of a story, it's themed one way, and then they'll just throw in a weird episode like a beach episode or like a baseball episode or like the school festival arc episode. And sometimes it works pretty well. But most of the time, you have like a very gritty show or a show that's like set in a particular genre, and then you have this like weird themed episode that takes you out of that genre, and it's just really jarring. Like for example, Another, right? One of my favorite animes like that I've watched in recent times, right? It's like a gritty horror anime. There's like this episode kind of towards the end, and it's like a beach episode. It's basically like a 20-minute excuse for like a frick ton of fan service and to like get like the characters out of this like super gritty setting, and it just is really jarring. It doesn't work. It slows the pacing down. It's just really bizarre. And it's, again, like the beach episode is just an excuse to throw in a frick ton of fan service, which I don't really like, right? Another thing that happens is like the baseball episode. I know like this happened in Samurai Champloo. It happened in Jujutsu Kaisen. And I know it's like a thing in a lot of other anime, right? It just, you have like this like power fantasy anime, and there's just like a baseball episode. It's like, why? Why is this a thing? And in Samurai Champloo, it works a little bit better because I know like the whole thing about Samurai Champloo is like they're blending like modern with like classical, like Japanese aesthetic. It's kind of cool, right? It still just pisses me off because it's so out of place from the context of the regular show. And I know a lot of people probably like these episodes. They probably think they're kind of quirky and whatever. It just pisses me off, and I would just prefer it if they kept them out of the anime. Now this last one, I shouldn't even need to point it out because I think people already get so pissed off with this. But fan service, just stop. And I know a lot of big anime have been putting a stop on the fan service. Fan service is not as bad as it was, back in the day, but it's still so prevalent. You can barely watch an anime without fan service. And I think it's really holding anime back as a genre. If you look at like anime's success in recent years, anime is becoming a worldwide phenomena. It's preparing to go internationally, basically, right? And fan service is one of the biggest things that I think is holding it back from reaching a wider audience. It's pretty safe to say anime is really freaking weird sometimes. Like you have girls going, and like, like weird things where she falls and like her shirt like pops open and you're like, shelter me. You're like trying not to watch it because it's just so cringy, right? I feel anime could hit such more of a mainstream appeal if they just cut a lot of the fan service out. You look at big anime like Attack on Titan and Jujutsu Kaisen. I know I've used Jujutsu Kaisen as an example like 10 times in this video, I'm sorry. Let's talk about Attack on Titan. So a big anime like Attack on Titan, huge worldwide phenomena, there's practically no fan service. You look at another one like One Punch Man, again, practically no fan service. You look at Death Note, right? The textbook example of successful anime that hit it big in the West. Practically no fan service, right? I think if they would just cut out the fan service and, focus on like the storytelling and the other elements that anime does so well, it would hit a much wider mainstream audience in the West and, globally. Fan service is really holding it back, so it's time to just pump the brakes on that shit because nobody wants to see it. Honestly, this is just a fraction of the shit I could have talked about in this video. There's a really long list, right? But these are kind of the big ones. And I think if anime would cut a lot of this shit out, it would become like sort of better as a genre. I know a lot of these things are what make anime special, but I think it has the potential of going on and becoming bigger if they would just make a few adjustments. And I think they're on the right track. I think they're progressing in the right way. I don't know. This is just what I think. I don't know everything. I'm not an expert. I'm just a white dude making videos in his room. Let me know what you think down in the comments below, and if you like this video, please give me a big like. It feels cringy saying that even now, and subscribe and all that jazz. And I will see you gamers next week. Bye-bye.